Hey Salivers, this is SuperZOMGBBQ, and today I've got the absolute essential guide. You do not want to miss this to getting yourself better rewards in Over the Limit, because there's so many people comment whether it's pay to win, whether it's free to play, and we know free to play guys do have a big disadvantage in this game mode. And today I'm going to give you the 5 absolute must-knows to making your Over the Limit easier and to get you easy hype the best and quickest way possible. And you know what that means? Better rewards, which means better global rewards and more chances at better cards. We're going to split this video up into 3 different segments. The first off is going to be those 5 ways, and then we're going to talk in depth about some other things you can do for free and paid players to get better rewards. Whether it's to get a Velveteen Dream, whether it's to get yourself that Jim the Anvil Neidhart, whether it's that Shawn Michaels, the heroic upgrade. You can take whatever you want from this and use it to your advantage. I'm going to say huge thanks to the last video we had. I am looking to get us to get a whole lot closer as a community, so I'm going to ask you to smash that like button if you enjoy what you're seeing, because I don't know if you do without you smashing that like button. And in the comments, I want to know if this has helped you, or you've got any other tips or tricks that you use on Over the Limit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel whilst you're there and turn your notifications on. So here are the 5 easy ways to get yourself better rewards in Over the Limit. Starting at number 1, it's all about having the right deck. Now I'm just going to make this very clear. I'm not treating you guys like idiots. I know there's a lot of you who will say, I already know how to do that, and I totally get it. I mean, you might know all this, but I'm pretty sure that some of it you won't know. The 2 decks in question you need to know about are Wild and Women's Royal Rumble or Royal Rumble. With Wild, it's very simple. You want to be setting up a deck similar to this. Now, just to clarify, I know every single one of you in the comments who are not in Shattered tier are going to go, oh my god, I don't have Shattered cards. What am I going to do? Well, if you just drop the deck level of the card, so you can have Neon Pros, Gothic Pros, you could literally just take a screenshot of this, drop those cards down a tier, and you're still going to have the same results. This is going to be an absolutely perfect way for you to guarantee yourself probably perfect wins. On to the Royal Rumble game mode, however. On Royal Rumble, it's very simple. You can have so many different combinations. I mean, with this one, I've got a ridiculously crazy overpowered deck, so this would always win. But for those who don't, my advice is to have 2 special cards. And when I say special, I'm saying cards that aren't normally in the tiers. For example, fusions, throwbacks, Hall of Fames, Valentine's cards, winter stuff, the spring cards that are coming up. Those are the kind of cards that you want to be having in this deck. The better the tier, the better, and you want to have 2 on the same tier. So you can see I've got this Asuka and I've got Ruby Riot, and both of these 2 together absolutely kick ass. There is no way they're going to lose, and most of the time with a deck like this, or set up the way I've just said, is probably going to win you games 99% of the time against bots, no humans involved. The next easy way is saving picks up. So many people will not save picks in this game mode. Now this is good for free-to-play players or pay-to-play. Very simple. You just go into Royal Rumble or whatever game mode you want to go in, and you stack picks up. Whether you go into Money in the Bank and stack picks up using the rewards, you might decide to do that instead. But this is where people need to know, if they don't know already, that they can quit out of a game of Wild or Road to Glory at the end when you get to the board, so you can save those picks up, and you want to get to as many as you possibly can. Now my personal tip is to get to 49 picks in total before you finish your last game. Then start yourself in Wild or whichever game mode you decide to go into, start the picking, get yourself as many picks as you possibly can. Rinse and repeat. That won't just help you with Royal Rumble, that would also help you with getting yourself as much hype and maybe some decent pulls off the board as well. Third tip is to play King of the Ring. This one is so simple. Start a King of the Ring. You can have whatever deck you want. You literally could just go down to Neon Gothic if you're in Shattered, or if you're in SummerSlam 18. You could drop your deck down to like Titan. It doesn't matter as long as you complete the first set. You can really go to the rewards quickly. It's these sets of rewards that you want to get. The 15 that you get from the first round, and then just go out in the second. You'll get yourself 5, 10, and an additional 15 on top of that, which gets you 25 to 30 picks simply for taking part. Do that over and over and over again, and within a day you could probably have picked up 100. So the amount is endless. It's purely based on how many King of the Rings you enter. My advice would be energize, get yourself through round 1, and then just literally leave the game to get you eliminated as quickly as possible. Number 4 is to get yourself log-in bonuses. And this one may sound a bit, you know, simple, but the quests and the login bonuses. Let's just go to the quest. I've completed this already, but I think this is 100. Is that 100 credits that was in this, and 50 credits that was in the other one? These are all things you can get to get yourself even better odds. Maybe get yourself some multipliers, maybe get yourself some picks. There's picks in the store you can buy for 200 credits right now. They may be available, but the best thing is going to your login bonus, because they include not only picks but also credits. Now I know this is all based on time, and there is a possibility that when you're playing over the limit and you watch this video, you may not have access to this. But let's go and claim our first 3 login bonus packs now. We're going to grab ourselves that Valentine's card back, 5 picks off the board straight away, and these go on top of your picks. So even if you have 50 picks, these will keep going, stacking on top again and again and again. Claim our second one, 50 credits straight away. 50 credits has just helped me out massively, and Asuka as well. Let's claim the next one. Comes with more credits, 100. So now up to an additional 150 credits straight away, with some random cards that might benefit me or might not. And then, I know it's not going to benefit me, but if this was later on in the month, I would get myself another 150. And if it's really late on in the month, I might even get myself another 200 on top of that. And that's not bad. So make sure you claim any rewards, any login bonuses, any quests to get you as many free credits as you possibly can get. And number 5 is very simple, and that is make way in your card catalog. Seriously, get rid of any excess trash. You seriously do not want anything that's going to stop you or cause you problems. Seriously, it's the biggest piece of advice I can give you. If you are going hard to get yourself the best rewards you can get over the limit, you want to have the lowest card limit you could possibly have without screwing yourself over. I mean, you still need to be able to do fusions and stuff. But taking those 5 and then put them into separate brackets of free to play and pay to play, well, that goes into a little bit more detail. And we're going to touch on the free to play players first. And these are specific bits of advice for you guys if you are a free to play player. And yes, I do know how to free to play. You know, sometimes I don't want to spend credits, just because most of my videos include packs and stuff like that. Let's start off by saying take advantage of any free bouts and plan your games and your ads well. The other suggestion I can give you, and this may or may not work, is if you've got an iOS device and an Android device, whether that be an emulator and iOS, or whether it be an Android and an Amazon product. I don't know. Whichever one you want to use, as long as you've got 2 different products, different brands, so not iOS or iPhone, iPad. It needs to be, let's say, iPad or iPhone and a Android tablet or mobile phone. You can actually get some additional ads as well. The other thing as a free player is I wouldn't recommend cashing in too low or cashing in too high. Now, if you're a very, very casual player and you're really taking your time, you just want to get yourself a couple of good rewards, nothing too crazy, then sure, I would go with what some people are saying, which is just get as little hype as possible, 1 or 2, cash it in, and maybe get yourself a little bit of luck by getting the 2x multiplier and the skulls, which show off of the board. Those are the ones that get you 50 extra points, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And they get you 100 if you get the multiplier. I wouldn't say so. I personally would suggest if you're a heavy free player and you're playing a lot, I would go for somewhere in the region of 50 to 70. You definitely don't want to go up to 100 because you want to have as many chances as possible of getting those multipliers. That board is all about chance. It's all about random number generators. So if your number comes up, you're going to get that multiplier. If the number comes up, you're going to get yourself 3 skulls in a row. And sometimes you might get yourself 3 mankind faces or smiley faces in a row. Because, you know, sometimes luck is just like that. For a more casual free player, I'd suggest 30 to 50 hype, then cash in. You don't want to go big, but you don't want to go too small because then you're going to run out of ads and you get roughly about 35 ads per day. And I think you get something like 45 or 50 if you use 2 different devices that are in different device families, but you don't want to be wasting those. So I would suggest if you're going to go hard, 50, 70, if you're going to be going, and I tried this out myself on this over the limit and it worked quite well for me in a couple of test games. So maybe that would be the suggestion. 30 to 50 for casual. If you're going a bit harder, 50 to 70. That's my suggestion. Another huge tip is, I know some people are going to groan when I say this, if you've got no ads, you've got no bouts, play money in the bank because you can use this to, let's just show you. Get draft picks off the board and then pick yourself 1 or 2 additional hype cards. So I'm not putting any ones here, but you might have seen a video on screen that will show. There we go. They've got 1 hype there. And this is just me sitting back. And if you play a game perfectly, you can get up to 50 contracts. 50 contracts broken down into 3. That's 12 picks for playing 1 game of money in the bank, which is all automated and includes bots. So if you win, you're all great. And will then charge up your hype again for over the limit. Now I'm also going to show you why you shouldn't, whilst I'm doing this, use the 2 hype at once. Because you're going to get some additional points, but it's not going to be anything close to what you need. Let's just keep going through here. 10, 25, 15, sting masks. There's the skull. See, 12 hype. Whereas if I was to have that plus the 40, I'd save myself about as well. So that's not actually really helped me in any way, shape or form. Go a little bit higher, you might just get a little bit luckier as well. Now on to the credits players. These are the guys who are going to go absolutely ham. They're going to spend as much as they want to. They might decide only going to got 2,500 they want to spend. This is going to be for all of the players who are willing to put down some coin on this. And we've got a couple of really big pointers here. And yes, I know some free-to-play players are going to get really annoyed with this, but you do have a big advantage. Trust me. If you're using credits, do not cash in under 100. It's pointless. Legitimately pointless. If you've got credits and you're willing to spend them, do not cash in under 100. You will regret it later on. Plus, it's going to cost you more credits to build those back up again. Oh, and this part actually goes for both free and credit buying players. And this is try to charge any TBG or Team Battleground games before you go on a charging spree. Especially if you're putting a multiplier on, it takes double the time to pull hype from the board if you're using Team Battleground to charge as well. So you want to be getting those charges done ASAP and then hitting the multipliers, going crazy and getting yourself those hype, additional hype and hype multipliers. Because you've only got a certain amount of time. You don't want to be doing one set of 200 hype in half an hour when you could be doing something close to 1,000. So use it wisely. And that's just something I've seen from playing and having to charge a TBG myself. it gets very frustrating. Like I said, as a free player, build up your Royal Rumble picks, but this is the kind of order I would go in. And that is, get yourself a Money in the Bank contracts, but if you've got none, build them up. And then when you hit your multiplier, you want to have 61 picks. Now to do that, you want to have 49 picks before your final Royal Rumble game. Then do your final Royal Rumble game and you'll get to 61. Watch an ad, 65. Or you could even pull away from the ads. You might not want to watch the ads. You might want to save those. So you just force quit, come back in, activate the multiplier, go into wild, pick the 65 cards you've got, get as many of those hype cards as you possibly can, and then go into Money in the Bank and push and push and push. When you've run out of card space in the catalog, just keep stacking the picks, stacking the picks, stacking the picks in Money in the Bank, and then do it all over again. Train ready cards, go into wild, unleash the pulling fury, get loads of hype, and then cash in. Just keep going again and again and again and again. Now this one won't help a great amount, but the maximum hype you can actually collect is not 100, it's 104. And I know that some people are going to go, well, 4 hype's not really going to help. Well, it might do. So if you're really looking to get like the most hype out of it, you want to build up 4 hype before you set your multiplier on. Then go for a ×5, max it out, and you'll get 104 hype. That doubled plus the extras on top might just be a nice little sweetener. Using that method, I've been able to get 1,000+ hype in a single half-hour slot. And don't half-ass it. Seriously, if you're going to be using 500 credits to get yourself these over-the-limit hype cards, stick with it. Do not get distracted. Just pile it on and then leave it. So that's it, but there is one other special tip that I would offer to anyone who stayed for the entire duration of this video, and that is, very simply, do not be afraid to let Royal Rumble play for itself. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go into a Royal Rumble game, and I'm going to let Royal Rumble play itself. Now this really infuriates people, and I'm really sorry if you're one of those people who gets really, really annoyed at people who do this kind of thing. But this is going to be the easiest, 100% easiest way of getting yourself picks off the board. You literally can just be doing anything else if you're busy. You just put yourself the Asuka, which obviously could be any card, in the game. Boom. It will now play itself for the duration of the next 2 to 5 minutes. Easy. As you can see, the timer is going down, and there you go. Next game is being played. It's very unlikely that you will need to come back to the game if you follow this strategy absolutely perfectly. You get yourself up to that 61 picks, and then bash out all of those hype cards as quickly as you can in that half-hour time frame. You'll be done in no time. But that is going to be it from me. Those were 5 easy ways of getting you more hype in the game, which means you can get yourself more rewards from over the limit. I hope this has been helpful to you, and especially let me know if you enjoyed those individual free-to-play and pay-to-play tips and tricks. Anything you didn't know, let me know. And if you've got any other tips that you've seen work, let us know in the comments, like I said earlier on. Don't forget to carry on the amazing amount of love you've been showing me and the rest of the community by smacking that like button, subscribing to the channel, and turning your notifications on. I have been SuperZomGBBQ. You have been awesome, and I'm just going to let this keep going. So, one last thing. That is 2. Zombie!